Man, it has been a crazy weekend, but fun. Welcome to what? You got tuned into the right spot tonight. This is your boy, the one and only Coach Tony. And as you see, I'm representing my school, my high school, my 40th high school reunion. Man, we kicked it this weekend in the Chicago for the real folks, right? South side of the city, Wild Hunnets to be exact. Oh my goodness, man, we had a blast this weekend. I want to appreciate all my alumni folks for just turning out, doing big things this weekend and making sure that we had a great time, and all that. I'm going to make sure Val gets some nice pictures put up here of some of my alumni classmates and all. We had a wonderful time. And, we just had an opportunity to, at first I thought we were going to kind of do some things because the weather has not been all the great, right? Pray for those down in Indiana. That's kind of balanced through some things, but for Chicago, it rained a little bit in the morning, but by early afternoon, it cleared out. The rest of the day was absolutely beautiful, and we had the sock hop Friday night, kicking it with my classmates, and doing our thing, and then we came back on Saturday, had our picnic, and for those that don't know, Morgan Park, what we try to do, we make sure we get everybody. We get everybody in a picnic, but we celebrate the ones that are coming up on their reunion. This year, class of 86 is our 40th, so that's where we're at. So I had Val throw a couple pictures up on the screen. We'll get a chance to talk to it. For those that's checking in tonight, thank you for checking in tonight because this is the Fan Appreciation Show, and obviously you're in the right place. We appreciate the ones that's checking in tonight. We're on Pure Lighthouse Media. It's your boy, the one and only Coach Tony. Obviously, my girl in the A checking in, Bella Baby. What's good with you? Bella, me and you about to get into it. Unless I see them pictures of that baby rather, we about to get into it. So send me my picture, girl, so I can see what's up and check it out. And then obviously there, Jay Smith checking in, obviously on the show, see what's going on. But I want to give a big shout out to my guy and my classmate, Kevin Peggs with an S, P-E-G-G-S, and he and Renee Hill in August, they had done a tremendous job with the class of 86 from last year, putting everything together. They took the trip to Punta Cana, then came back and put the alumni reunion together. I really want to appreciate you. I want to make sure I give you your flowers on my show because you guys did a great job. I had an opportunity to get the class picture. Val, where you at? I need some photos, Val. Where you at? I need some photos up here. I need some photos. But
Coach,
what's up?
Let's go.
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Bounce the voice and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. I said bounce the voice and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast.
Man, it's the Pull Up Podcast. And by the way, for those that don't know, my nephew dropped that. But as I was saying earlier, big shout outs to my classmates. Had done a great job. Pegs, August, Renee Hill, thanks for putting on a tremendous job for us and all that. Bumped into a lot of people, a lot of friends. Just kicked it with my basketball teammate, Laverne Johnson. What's up, boy? You and I just talked a minute ago. My homeboy from another mother from back in the day that we just kind of did some things. Kevin Benton, he's been my boy. He been my ride or die since like 81, 82. That we were doing something when we first started out. That's a wonderful class picture right there. Everybody doing things. And my baby girl, Melly Mel. What's up? I know you on it watching tonight. We talked about what happened back in the day. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. We already know, Mel. We know. And Cassandra, I told you as well. When I come to Chicago, I don't know what's up with these toll tickets, but man, you got to talk a little bit. And then my boys, Ron and Dunn, the twins up in Minnesota, keeping it 100. And we did everything. It was just really cool. And then my boy was with me the whole weekend, Dion. Dion was with me the whole weekend. He kicked it the whole weekend. My boy Sam pulled up in the caddy. the granddaddy caddy like there was no other. And my boy Chico, as we call it, and then my boy Corey Shannon just chilling, and then my girl right there, y'all talking about playing ball, Mamie Johnson put it on one. Ooh, back in the day. But like I said, big time shout out to Morgan Park High School, South Side of Chicago, 1986, 40th class reunion. And that's what we did. I appreciate everybody. I had a beautiful trip this weekend. Oh, I don't forget, because my boy gonna slap me. My boy Gary and his sister Treese, what's going on? Great, my classmate as well. And there's several other people that I definitely know that you should have been there. And Big Kenny, Kelly, next time we're gonna make sure y'all get y'all ass up in the house. Come on to the reunion. But it was great, and I appreciate it. But tonight, with no further ado, the Fan Appreciation Show. This is where we talk about things that's happened throughout the year, and we make sure we bring some people on. Rashad checking in, so let's go. Rashad, man, what's happening, man? What's good? And what's going on? Checking in with me. And Mr. Basketball, AG3, what's up? Y'all better make some comments tonight, because I want to make sure, and you ain't got to agree with everything that's going on tonight, so I need to make sure that you got some comments. But tonight, pulling up on the Fan Appreciation Show, the rookies who are entering their first pull-up podcast Fan Appreciation Show. My former assistant coach, St. Cecilia High School here in Nashville. Currently, she's the athletic director at St. Henry Middle School. She got her numbers big time back in the day, did her thing. Welcome to the show, Coach Natalie Kelly. Welcome to the Pull-Up Podcast Show. What's going on, Coach?
Not much. How's it going?
And welcome to the show. Thank you tonight. We're going to have some fun tonight. How you doing?
Good. Excited to be here.
Good. All right, let's bring the rest up. Man, coming back still in the rookie mode, even though he's not a rookie, my boy, NCC, class of 09. Who still got a little Similac behind the ear, but it's all good. Alumni, sports agent advisor right now, global ambassador with Sports Management Worldwide. It's the one and only, my homeboy, baby boy, as we call him, Greg Jackson. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate you, Coach Tony, for having me on the podcast, the Pull Up Podcast. We in the house.
Man, we in the house, baby. Man, I'm glad you could check in tonight, man, because I know your schedule gets tight sometime, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. My 2 feet are on the ground right now, back at home in Chicago, so I'm excited to be 2 feet on the ground.
That's all that matters. I'm telling them Chicago people, man, I don't know what's about us, but we checks in, man. But I appreciate you. And the sophomores. I don't even know if we got Briscoe in yet, so I'm going to hold off until Val let me know. But she's my sophomore, former coach of mine, Vol State standout, former coach at St. Cecilia, Wilberforce grad, and now she's doing some major things. So when she get here, she'll check in on the show. Now the vets, the guys that think that they know everything that's been around the block for a minute to remind me of a Freddy Krueger movie. You know, when you remember that, Greg, the Freddy Krueger movie, when they ran around the block, said, man, I think I've been here before. That's kind of like what these other three guys that's coming on kind of like remind me of. But my boy, the youngster in the group, my assistant coach with my AAU program that's been doing some major things. He's constantly training, player development. They all call him J.Al, as I know him as Coach Justin, and he's a basketball trainer with the Tennessee Edge basketball program, basketball development with J.L. Training and Development, and he's also a financial advisor. Welcome to the show, the one and only Coach Justin Allen. Welcome to the show.
Man, what's going on, Pull Up Podcast? You know, good to have some fresh faces up in here, get some reason, some logic. You know, your old school dudes be having a little bias with their Jordan team.
There we go already. Oh, it's going to be heated. I can tell already. And by the way, Greg, Nat, we'll make sure we jump on the young guy right here. We'll see what's up. See what's up. But, hey, my guy from across the lake, as me and Val say when we in town. And, Greg, you know, when you go down to the Hancock, go up on the 108th at the observatory, you look across east, you can see that little city called Detroit. Yeah, that's where he's from, man. The D. My boy, I've been hooked with, we call him my brother from another mother. My guy, connected with him at Fisk University. We've been tied to the hip ever since, doing his things, men's basketball at Reinhardt University in Atlanta, Also, men's basketball, West Georgia University, as they won D1, making a transition. He's still tough and tied in. And now he's also founded his own NIL, Greg. So we're going to talk to this guy about what you and I were talking about earlier. He's a perfect candidate to move him into the space that we're trying to work with. He's got a brand new NIL company called Getting Buckets. Getting Buckets, NIL Sports and Marketing. Welcome to the show, Coach Jay Smith. What's up?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You know how
Hey,
I am.
Man, put me in the game, Coach. Put me in the game, Coach.
Hey, you know how I am, fellas. You know how I am. If I can't be by myself, I can't be myself.
Man,
I
what?
can't be here.
Right. I got, and we're in that Big Ten tonight, baby. I feel you.
Hey, first before we get started, Coach Tony, you know how I am. Happy birthday to you, my guy.
Hey, man, let me tell you. And by the way, happy birthday to you, my guy.
Oh, that's what's up. All right.
So we all good already tonight. Man, and then putting up in the rear, my boy, 30 deep. Ooh, 30 deep right now, my guy. Come from, as we say, North Kakalaka, down in Tar Heel territory. I don't mean Duke territory. He is one of the biggest North Carolina fans I think I've ever bumped into, but a good friend of mine. Our kids that got the exact same name, and they're around, I think, a year apart from each other. We've been through thick and thin together, you know, and he's a sports enthusiast. Anything ACC basketball, he's tight with that, and for a little football as well. But he's a big business owner. Welcome to the show, as we call him, J-Dub, my guy, James Ward. Welcome to the show, baby.
Appreciate you, Coach Tony. Appreciate the show. And appreciate Val. So,
and look at him. He got the Carolina blue on tonight, Jay. I just told you.
Yeah, I had to pull something out of my closet reminiscent of championships.
Yes, sir. I already got it. Well, you know, as we say.
Now, how long was that, James?
Don't think about already. You just thinking about already, man. You just thinking about already.
When the show, hey, the next time we do Tony does a show in Vices, I'll be prepared with my statistics and data.
All you got to tell hey, we got 3 Carolinas that's in Chicago, and we already know. We already know. We got the latest with Caleb Williams, baby. I think.
Oh yeah, you get the truth. You get that one that's got that dog in him. Yeah. I mean, I watched baseline. I watched the baseline. You know, on the court side. And
I told you when me and you were talking early season that he's going to the league, and I said if the Bulls get him, that's all we needed to look at, man. That's all we needed. You know, so
he's definitely got that alpha in him. I mean, that's one thing about him. He's got that in him.
Oh, yeah. We're going to jump in it hard here. We're going to kick off now. We're going to bring you into the show, the rookies first. We got some main topics we want to get into. By the way, the rules on everything for the fan appreciation show. Keep all of the answers and remarks to about 45 to a minute. So we want to make sure we get some good debate. For those that's listening in on the podcast tonight, make sure you please put your question in the tagline so Val will be able to put them out there. So we'll be able to get to you as well. Make sure you do not have to agree with anybody on this show. So you can disagree to agree at any time you feel like it, and we appreciate it. But getting started off here in the WNBA, the thing that I want to ask first of all, with the suspension of my girl Carrington coming from the Chicago Sky the other day that she hooked up, you know, and all that, do you guys think that the WNBA, now that the brand is starting to become the brand, do you think that the women are trying to prove a point that they can stay and the league is here to stay? Or do you think that the league is kind of picking up because they're outpacing the men right now? And do you think that they're just kind of is a show and it's going to kind of cool off? Nat, what you think about that?
No, I think they're on an upward trajectory. I think they're only going to grow as they add more teams. The pace of play is exciting, and you know, I think they have a little room to grow, but I think it's basketball that people want to watch. So, you know, they're going to keep growing.
Okay. I like that. And I totally see that. And the numbers that have not been lying in the last 36 months, they've been growing by leaps and bounds. All-Star game proved that. Greg, what you think about that?
Well, you just jumped on the last topic that I was going to bring up and just kind of piggybacking off what Natalie said. You look at the WNBA All-Star game, they sold out the United Center with limited teams. So imagine once they get more teams, what else they can sell out. So it's definitely proven that this game is what they want. They can prove that they can handle the ball. They can prove that they can shoot it from deep range. I mean, that's what we want to see. And guess what? they dunked the ball in that All-Star game too. So they let
Yeah,
us
they
know that
did.
they coming.
Yeah, Malongo dunked the ball with an assist from your girl from the pink
Atlanta
Barbie
Dream
doll.
now, but
Yeah, the pink Barbie doll right now that I got. Yeah, Justin, what you think about that?
No, I don't. I think that they're going to step up even more. I think they're in a mind frame where they're just really hungry to actually get noticed, but get compensated. You see, they're wanting to take matters into their own hand. You look at the Unrivaled League. That was a great thing that Nafisa Collar had did. So that just goes to show you that they're not satisfied with the extra attention that they're getting. It's in the first, second, third inning, and they're seeing that they want to go ahead and take it to another level and not getting complacent. So I like what they're doing.
I like that. And if we're going to add a point to what you just said, don't forget about the Upshot League, because, me and Greg was talking about that a few weeks ago. They just put the first girl from the Upshot League into the WNBA. And I think if they continue to do that, they're on a trajectory what the NBA's got with the G League. And I think that's going to be absolutely crazy. What you talking about, Jay? What you think on that?
Well, I mean, the league is growing. I think they're going about it maybe the wrong way. And I say that from the standpoint of when you look at the young ladies playing, it's been a lot of more physicality, which been leading to kind of the fights. And I think that's what your normal basketball junkie from the men's side who didn't give them that attention is looking for. Now, when you look at that All-Star game, yes, it was sold out. But when you also look at it, it was also ridiculed as a joke because they were missing layups. They were playing around like they were in middle school. And so that didn't sit well with the average basketball fan that was there to see some entertainment. You couldn't really do that with the guys. We could joke around, but we're still going to play. So to see that you're missing layups, you're tripping over yourselves and things like that, that's bringing a negative light into the league.
Yeah, you talking about them clothesline, man. We ain't talking about back in them Lambeer days, man. Justin, I keep trying to tell him. You know what I'm saying? You got LeBron run. He wouldn't have been doing all them layups once he hit the deck a few times.
Nah, not against them bad boys. That's for sure.
Now you get them bad boys, Nick C. James, what you think about that, man?
That's not really my strong area, but I weigh in on what I perceive. I think the WNBA is in good shape right now. I know that might not be the exact question, but that's what I'm kind of summarizing. But to expand its popularity and to expand growth opportunities, those mid-tier markets have to really be awakened to actual interest in the game. And I think one of the things they can do is just try to find ways to really fine-tune the game and make sure that also they're selling their brand a little bit more. They got to find a way to get more people onto their brand. So that's just something I'm saying from the business perspective. I'll give it back to you, Tony.
I got you. And speaking of the business perspective, we're going to come with the controversy side of the house. And Jay, I'm going to start with you. Me and Coach Justin was talking about this the other day. You got your boy Roel and Cantor and a few other NBA guys talking about they about to put a wig on. They've already filled out their paperwork, can't make light of the transgender, and now they're trying to fill out the paperwork to kind of transcend the WNBA and letting transgenders come into the league. I really want to understand this situation. And Smith, we want to start with you on this one, man.
Yeah, I mean, that just goes back to what I was saying. It's almost like a mockery. Yeah, the guys were doing it a little tongue-in-cheek to say, hey, if you letting transgenders in who are originally men and dominating playing against women, then we're going to come. But again, it's tongue-in-cheek. I look at it as a joke, and I think that's how they're looking at it. Like, oh, if this is the path that we're going to go, then these are the games that we're getting ready to play. And it's not a good look when you're looking at it from, you're trying to compete on the NBA level. You want $1 million contracts. You want to fly on private jets and things of that nature. You can't have this nonsense going on in the game. You need to keep promoting the younger stars like Olivia Miles. She's one of the greats. You got Juju Watkins probably getting ready to come out there after this season. So you need to focus on that instead of this nonsense.
Yeah, because, the Cantor talking about he going to post up and he dunking everything. Greg, what you think about that?
The way I look at this is like in the future, I would love to see a co-ed professional basketball league.
Really?
Not necessarily
Coach
people
Matt,
changing
man,
their genders and doing
that.
things of that nature. But when you look at professional sports right now, that's something that we don't have. So co-ed basketball league, willingness for both parties that want to play together, and also just see how the fans react to it, right? You know, starting out with like how the Big Three started out. They starting out small, and then just kind of see how it builds up. So I would love to see that in the future from a co-ed perspective. But this change in genders and stuff in order to play the game, I think is a little, it's a bit much. But I would love to see a co-ed league in the future where the parties say, hey, this is something that we want to do. Even if they just did a summer league or something smaller, I would love to see something like that. So that's my take on this whole ordeal right now.
Man, but that's interesting, Greg. Good point, because do you remember, Jay, you and I were talking about that. I think it was a couple of Olympics ago. They did the 3-on-3, and they had the men and women to playing together. So that was just 3-on-3. I would really love to see something like a 10-man roster or 8-man roster max, and where you have X amount of men, X amount of women, and then you must have 2 women on the floor or 3, whatever the key number is. But that's kind of interesting, Greg. We might have to table that, man, and get that before we lose that thought process. Justin, what you think about that?
To what Greg was talking about, I would definitely love to see a co-ed league, because I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm kind of excited about seeing a Joanna man come to real life. Look, say what you want to. Ratings gonna go out the roof. But on another side, there's a reason, for the mockery, and I don't like the fact that Sophie Cunningham got so much backlash for saying something that a lot of people really wanted to say.
Hey, you see Coach White just supported him, man. Coach White is the other coach at Indiana, was already on her side. That's what was crazy.
Yeah, so you had somebody that said something that a lot of people wanted to say, and then got ridiculed. So now you got Royce White and Enes Kanter. They're just trying to take advantage of that collective bargaining article that doesn't really give a clear, defined, restriction against that.
Yep.
So with Royce White, I believe he's trying to run for senator of Minnesota or something.
Senator of Minnesota.
His political agenda and trying to get, conservative, right-wing people going. But I get where they're coming from, but we know ain't no, dude supposed to be up in there. But I'm a watch. If it happens, I promise y'all be watching.
J Dub from North Kakalaka. What you thinking about?
I'm careful with those letters. I'm like Dave Chappelle back in the days. Like, man, I'm careful with them letters. I was serious. Based on what I do for business, I'm gonna dance around that one, and I'm just gonna say,
you gonna put your G.
I'm gonna put 2 perspectives. So I have no vested personal interest in this, but I think, like, when you say LGBT and then you add the Q and queer, you add all the other ones, which I'm not acronyms. I think what you have to be careful of is if you inclusively include a certain acronym into that, then they can say we derive under that acronym and for protection or whatever. So that was just something I saw as you have to be careful. What does that acronym really mean in sports? Because we know that same-sex sports exist with, certain female sports and certain male sports. But I'm just saying, what does that mean? Because we also have the LGBTQ and men and women on different teams. So it's deeper than what I could debate here. But I just want to kind of bring that out because it's kind of, you got to be careful what your inclusivity might mean to say versus what it doesn't say.
Hey, Tom, let me piggyback on what James said. I can almost bet you that the WNBA and Adam Silverman and all of them have their attorneys rewriting them bylaws, making sure that this doesn't go down any type of way.
Oh, yeah, I can definitely. And in the last comment on this, I definitely want to hear Coach Nally. What you thinking about this?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Coach Smith. I think they're using it as a way to make a joke out of the league in a way. And I think the league has kind of allowed social media and the media to sensationalize a lot of their storylines. And so this is just another way for somebody to be more relevant again. And I just think, if the league would take a stance and say something, then we'd have our answer.
Yeah, that's what they got to do. And speaking of taking a stance, we got to go out and get out of here after this first quarter. We got to pay some bills on the Pull Up Podcast Show. Fan Appreciation Night. Val, make sure you pay some bills. We can keep these lights on. We'll be right back on the Pull Up Podcast Show.
Oh, boy,
Hey, I'm Coach Tony, and this is the Pull Up Podcast Show. For every Monday, we break down the game quarter by quarter and give you information as well as break down the culture. Join us on the Pull Up Podcast Show.
Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Bounce the boys and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast show. I said bounce the boys and Coach Tony, you know. It's the
Man, welcome back to the Pull Up Podcast Show with your boy, the one and only Coach Tony, and this is a fan appreciation show. And my girl checking in, Melly Mail, what's up, baby? He already got you right here, classmate. And Billie Jean, not my lover. And what's up, Billie Jean, checking in. I appreciate you checking in on the podcast tonight. Make sure you guys make some comment as we move into the third quarter here of the podcast. The second quarter, matter of fact, on third quarter topics. This is the heated one. LeBron James, right? What in the hell is going on? Hey, we're going to start this one with a huge question. And Greg, it's the floor. It's got to be you, sports agent, sports-minded guy. I want to know your perspective in the field already. You and I talk quite a bit, and you're there to set this tone. But LeBron James takes a $47 million cut to go to Philly, city of brotherly love. You know, Adrian, ain't no more of that. We already know Adrian's gone, Rocky's gone. Do we get a statue? Hell no. You don't get a statue, not in Philly. I don't think so. But the question on here is, did he pick the right franchise? And is the $47 million cut 4 for 2, making 8 to walk him out the door? Is it going to be a legacy hit or is it going to be a legacy hooray? Talk to me, Greg.
So I'm gonna look at this a couple different ways. First thing I'm gonna say is he's 100% walking into the right situation. They are championship ready. They are ready to win this thing all the way through. Right now, he took a $4 million cut, and that's all he's gonna be making. Now he's gonna make plenty of money off the field. That's expected of a guy like that. You know, the ticket prices have already skyrocketed in Philly just because he's there. So the franchise is making their money off of him, and he knows that he's going to make his money outside of the court. And he wanted to go to a team that was 1,000% championship ready. I think that's what they got there in Philly. Now, on the flip side of things, you know, when you look at his legacy, I'm gonna look at it like this: if you're still trying to have a Jordan debate in that GOAT conversation, he has to win regular season MVP and finals MVP. Can he do that in Philly? Because if that's not the discussion, if he can't win a scoring title this season and an MVP in the finals, you know, he's just another man on the roster the way I'm looking at it. But I do know that championship is his style. He wants to win. He wants to compete. So I don't know where his mindset is until the season starts to see if he's going to come out and score 35 or is he going to come out and score, 15 and just be a role player. I mean, he might take that role, but I would love to see him come out there, try and average 30. And then when he gets to the finals, try and show us what he can do. But if he doesn't do that, I can't see him being any talks of GOAT talk, but he is the GOAT of longevity, right? That's what we can do.
Yep, and to add one that you didn't add, which I thought you were going to get to, is the new rules for the NBA. Adam Silverman said it this year. It starts out, the players must play a minimum of 63 games. That's 20 out of the 84. So what happens if some of these guys take off before the 61st or 63rd game? So they have to make those about 20 games up in between if they get hurt. So that's going to be a big thing. And the big key for me is Joel Embiid. Nat, what do you think about this with LeBron?
I'm a big LeBron fan. I think,
Join Justin.
Yeah, I think the Sixers, with Jaylen Brown and LeBron coming on, like, who's going to beat them, right? They're stacked. They're ready to go. Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to give that to you. I think the biggest mistake in the entire trade was the JB trade. Me and Greg talked a little bit about this a few weeks ago. You know, Boston to me is the biggest loser. It's no freaking way I'm going to trade the dude that pitches ball straight down the pipe or knocks ball straight out every third bat. He's batting 400. I'm not giving him to a conference rival. Why the hell would I do that? I'll send you over to the National League, but I'm not going to keep you in the American. That's stupid. So I don't know why they lose this guy right down the street. He can still come up into Boston and kick it anytime he want. I ain't even really going to sell my house because it ain't that far. Man, Coach Justin, man, talk to me.
My first statement I want to make, and I want to make it very clear. I am not a LeBron fan at all. I make it very, 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 very clear. Y'all be thinking I'm a LeBron fan. My brother John is a part here. He know because we used to argue all the day. That was when LeBron was coming in, and I was like, yeah, Kobe, he the new big dog. Like, so I'm riding for Kobe. So I want to make that very clear. I am a Kobe guy, first and foremost. And second off, it's nothing that LeBron could ever do. He could do exactly what Greg had said. Hell, he might come out with a regular MVP and 2 or 3 championships. Still not going to be better than Jordan in some people's eyes. So that's just what it is. But they have a great chance to win the championship. I didn't even really know they got KCP and Anthony Simmons coming.
Correct.
Yes. Better backcourt, which is crazy. Man, they have everything that they need to win it. If they do win it, LeBron fans are still going to be, saying that he's the greatest, and Jordan fans are still going to be saying that he's not. But I tell you one thing, we all know that he would already have 6 if KD didn't make that move to ride the bus with Golden State.
Yeah. If he didn't make the move, that possibility. But to add to what you just said, I don't think Paul George. I don't think Embiid. See, that's the situation. Embiid is not going to give you 82 games. And Paul George,
ain't there no more.
Oh, wait a minute.
Jaylen Brown
to Boston.
Oh, that's right. Jaylen with the Jaylen
So
Brown.
we could afford for Joel Embiid to get hurt. That ain't nothing new. But
Yeah,
now
that ain't nothing new.
we got 2 other people and we're not gonna forget about VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, Edgecombe is a killer.
Great dude.
Edgecombe's a killer, straight killer. Yeah, I love him to death. J Dub, man, what you thinking about this, man, on the LeBron situation?
I'm wrapping my head around it, and quite honestly, I'm a LeBron fan, so I stick to that. I'm a LeBron fan. Jordan is the greatest, but I'll stick with LeBron, and I'm just kind of like watching where he's going to go, and I'm just like, okay, I think the market is going to go up for sure. So we think about outside business endorsements he may or may not have for the $47 million that he didn't take. Also, it might be a minority ownership, things that we don't know that's going to cushion him a little bit in that offer. So I just think it might be some more semantics, more information that we're just not seeing from the $47 million.
Ooh, Smith. Let me see what you talking about with that.
Hey, mind you on that, he making at least 85 million off the court.
That's easy. And he taking all his homeboy. They about to do like a film. They about to do some major thing. And for those that don't know if y'all know this or not, all him and his 5-man crew with Rich Paul and all his boys, Maverick and everybody, they trying to start their own international basketball league for those that don't know. So that just popped up a few weeks ago. Jay, what you think about this, man?
Hey, shout out Justin, though. So check this out. I think what's going to happen with that 47 million, he's negotiating bringing Bronny James over there. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah, that's the next question, a part of that. So you might want to leak into that and start the next one, because my secondary question to follow up with this is, if he gets what he wants, does he get an opportunity to bring Bronny? And I'm gonna jump in on this one as well.
Yeah, so my thing is this: if I'm the coach, I'm telling Joey, hey, you sit down half the season. We don't even need you right now, because what we have on this team, we can coast. We can coast to the All-Star break. Then we'll start bringing you in, because that's when we're going to need you. So, it's a loaded team once again. It seems like that's where he always finds himself, on a loaded team. But
J-Dub.
But again, this is why he'll never be no GOAT of mine. I'm always have Magic, Mike, and Kobe up there. So, hey, good luck. It's a good team. I'm gonna be excited to watch, because they're going to bring some excitement. And they're definitely strong contenders in the East. Outside of
and they went from 11 games last year to 41 games on TV this year. 41 games you'll see Philly play. So, James, you already was saying, so jump in on that. So, if adding your comment that you just said a minute ago, does the Lakers give up Bronny? Does Bronny come to Philly?
My assessment, 1.5 years into it, not this first year.
Oh, so okay, I get it. Because Bron don't do crap until his second year with a team and get a ring. I feel you on that. So you're thinking squeeze through this year and Lil Bronny coming next year, and then they're gonna roll the tables.
And if he's a better athlete by then, he might be able to be an actual contributor in that league. I mean, in that team franchise system.
You gonna bring JJ Redick too?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sticking. Listen, I'm going back to Chicago. Love. I'm just gonna stick with Caleb. I'm just gonna stick there. That's all I'm gonna say for now. Chicago. I'll be in Chicago a lot personally. So
I'm gonna make sure Greg roll the red carpet out because from North Carolina, you come on the West Side, man. It ain't like nothing that you've seen before, man. West Side ain't easy, man. So, so Natalie, what you think about this? Because you and I talked about this a few weeks ago, and we're looking at the situation that now LeBron's going to Philly. And, if you could get an opportunity to have Declan play with you on the same team, to do what you got to do. That popped out. She'll be back. Greg, let's jump to you while Nat's coming back. I just need to know what's happening with this situation, dog.
You talking about the Bronny?
Yes.
Look, I will say this. I give credit where it's due. I do believe that he has improved his game. If you look at the amount of time he's spending on the court, he's only spending 9 minutes on the court. Within those 9 minutes, he's giving you 3 points and 1 assist, maybe 2. And within 9 minutes, they have somebody resting on the back end on the bench. I mean, you can only say as a role player that he's doing that small bit. And I think his dad has positioned him to say, you get in that game, you don't turn over the ball, you make a couple of plays, get an open shot, and that's all I need from you. And then that's how you're going to sustain yourself in the league. And what has he done in the G League, right? He go back down, he's scoring champion. He come back up. So I think he's shown his improvement. Now where he's going to be overall, I mean, that's going to be an interesting conversation in the end.
Yeah, man. And Coach got to put a comment on this, man. I'm thinking right off the top. This is a situation I kind of add what Justin said, a little bit of what Jay said a moment ago, and that is the simple fact of the matter. I think that LeBron has fought all these GOAT conversations, right? He will become the first player in history, if he can win a ring, the first player in history to win 4 rings with 4 different franchises, topping Mike, topping Kobe, and all that. But that, to me, that ain't nothing to be proud about because Mike Kobe sitting and did that and got more rings than 1. So I understand where he's trying to go. Sit in that franchise, not get my son out of the league, put my son in a situation where he can make some good money, and then get him out of there so he can do his thing, and all of a sudden he's good to go. So if I'm at Philly, get him out of LA, bring him to Philly, kind of what Justin said a minute ago, new contract. Now if something happens, now my son is there. And we got to remember one thing none of you guys mentioned at all. 5 years in the league, that's considered an automatic retirement plan. You get your pension, get your money, and everything else. So LeBron is smart with that, saying, I don't give a damn where he goes. I just need him to hit that 5-year mark. So if I'm still in the league, let him come with me. And on that note, we're going to take this break real quick. Second quarter on the Pull Up Podcast Show. We'll be right back, Val. Pay some of these bills. We'll be back on the Fan Appreciation Show.
Hey, the summer is here. Are you guys getting out? I'm encouraging everybody to go to that concert, outdoors that is, that festival, or do a nice long jog and or ride your bike. Get out and enjoy the summertime. And while you're out, Make sure to take the Interludes podcast along with you. We stream on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you stream your podcasts. We want to personally thank you for being a part of the Interludes family.
Man, welcome back to the Pull Up Podcast Show, quarter 3 here. You know, we all coaches, players, so, you know, I got my boys in the locker room screaming at everybody. It's like, man, what's up? Get out here and put in some work. And Mr. Basketball EG said, Coach J, what's good with you? I see you switching up them coffee mugs, man, out there with the dubs on, man. And, you know, they already see what's happening and all that. But, you know, it's crazy, man, because the thing is, the two things that I want to put on the table is that we didn't get a chance to ask earlier. On the WNBA side, who is the Rookie of the Year and who is the MVP of the year? Natalie, let's start with you. You know, and by the way, I want to see what your comment was on the LeBron James for Bronny situation, and then go directly into that.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry, I keep
You
getting
good?
booted out of this. What'd you ask, Coach, about LeBron James and Bronny?
Yeah, I just want to know, did you have a comment on the Bronny situation with him going to Philadelphia trying to play, or should the Lakers keep him there and then going into the other one?
You know, I mean, if you got the chance to play with your son for a championship, wouldn't you do anything for it?
Oh, yeah, I have little Tony ass right on the bench. Let's go right now. Jay, Justin already, I'll be like, Justin, man, whatever you doing, dog, just get this training in this morning.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying to live his best life these last 2 years, right?
Exactly right. Exactly right. You know, and on the WNBA side, we skipped over that a little bit. Give me your Rookie of the Year. Give me your MVP of the year. And if you think who will win the WNBA championship.
Rookie of the Year, Olivia Miles.
I think Coach froze a little bit. Let's go around the room so she get back. J-Dub, Rookie of the Year, WNBA. MVP of the year. Who gonna win the championship? You got it on mute. Take your mute off. Take your mute off.
Elisa Miles, Rookie of the Year, and I'm MVP Caitlin.
Caitlin, okay, you threw a boomerang on me there. Who gonna win the championship?
Liberty might.
Oh, and he got the Liberty. I like that. Okay, let's go, Greg. What you thinking?
You know, I'm gonna throw a curveball in there just because you know, I've seen her firsthand. I'm going with Sydney Taylor, Chicago Sky.
Sydney Taylor.
I mean, season high at 31 this season. Game winner against the Las Vegas Aces, who I believe is going to win the championship. I think they're most experienced team, and when it's time for the playoffs, it's just going to be another story. You know, and Asia Wilson, of course, I believe she's going to also take it home. You know, she's consistent. She's the most feared person in the league right now. Nobody wants to up her in the paint. And guess what? She's going to take that game-winning shot no matter what. And in that game against Chicago Sky, she put them up. And then guess what? Skylar Taylor put her down. So I think from a team perspective, you know, she's had season high, I think, of 29, 31. You know, she keeps dropping below 14 here and there. But I think the consistency in where she's at in the team, you know, to be below 500 and still being able to pop off like that, she's going to show, hey, when the ball's in my hand, I'm going to make something happen, you know, and she was not scared to take that final shot. And guess what? The entire team focused on giving her that shot. So that means that she's a strong rookie and she's a candidate, you know, she's a candidate for sure. But hey, Olivia Miles is definitely doing her thing. You know, she's on a team that's leading the league as a rookie is phenomenal. But I believe Sydney Taylor has an opportunity, and I hope that she can prove it pretty soon here.
Who you got winning it all?
Las Vegas Aces. I'm going with the Aces back again.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I like that. Jay, what you got, man? Talk to me, man. Rookie, MVP overall, who you got winning?
Yeah, so you know, I'm an Olivia Miles fan. I mean, I followed her at Notre Dame when she transferred to TCU, and now she's making noise in the league. So, you know, by far, she's been the most exciting player that's for her size, and then brought that excitement into the league. You know, MVP, you got to go with Asia Wilson. I mean, she's just a monster. You know, I watched her the last game. Her and Caitlin was going at it, and she swatted Caitlin still, told her to get it out of here. you know, and you know, when you look at the playoff spectrum, at least right now, you look at the Dallas Wings, Golden State Valkyries, and Minnesota and Las Vegas is really the top 4 teams, and then you add the 5th in there with Indiana and Atlanta. But I really think that you know, the Valkyries are making noise right now. So, you know, coming out of that West, I think it's going to be Las Vegas or Golden State.
Yeah, okay. And Nicole, thank you for checking in. I appreciate you saying it's entertainment. Jump in, Nicole. I want to hear what you got to say on the sideline. You know, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know who you liking and all that. And Natalie, the question on the table is MVP WNBA, also with the overall MVP Rookie of the Year, and who you think is going to win it all. Coach Justin, man, finish this up and let me know what you're thinking.
I wanted to ask you all a question. I might know because Olivia Miles, I think, is a foreshore for the rookie. But I'm trying to think of the last time a rookie has been also top 3 MVP candidate.
Yeah, Diana Taurasi.
Diana Taurasi?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's the rookie for me. I would like to see Ozzy. AZ.
Yeah. AZ Fudd.
AZ Fudd, I would like to see.
She gets so far behind.
Yeah, for Olivia Miles. MVP, it clearly should be Asia Wilson again. I don't know if Lee may do her like Jordan and LeBron and not just give it to her, may give it to somebody else. But she's like 6 or 7 points average points per game above everybody, and about like 9, 10 rebounds a game. So she should get it. And then clear cut, it's not even going to be close. The Minnesota Lynx are going to win. I've never seen a team where the starting 5 is all in double digits, and they're all have at least 1 to 1.5 steals. Their whole starting 5, so they're killing it on both ends of the floor. So I got them as a shoe-in to win it all.
All right, well, let's continue the conversation. Who else? Let's go to James. James, do we get your takes? We get your takes on who you think is going to win?
Yes, I did. I gave it a little earlier, and I went with New York Liberty.
All right.
Yeah,
Coach.
Our last guy is Jake. Our last guy on this question is Jake.
There we go.
I'm sorry, Jay talked to me. I'm sorry, just Natalie. Coach Nat, she just got back. So give me who you think you got as your Rookie of the Year, MVP overall. Who you think is going to win it all? Coach Nat, can you hear me? I think she's still trying to check in.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all talk to me when my volume's down.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Just waiting on Coach Natalie to kind of see if make sure she can hear us here. But me, I'm going to look at Coach Nat. Give me a thumbs up when we can hear you too. I'm looking at overall. I'm gonna throw a boomerang in this. Rookie of the Year by far. There's no catching her is Olivia Miles. She is the AI / Magic Johnson / Ross Strickland in the league. She can do everything, and she makes everybody better. But I'm about to go a little bit with Val's girl, who Val loves, and I think she's the one that's giving Asia some heat right now. And that's Jonquel Jones of the New York Liberty. That's my girl, Coach Diane Richardson girl. I think Jonquel Jones. She leads the league in double doubles. She leads the league in block shots, and her and Asia is like give or take only a few points off. And I think it goes back to kind of what Coach Jay said earlier. In this situation, if New York finishes higher than Vegas, Jonquel gets it. If Vegas finishes higher than New York, then it's going to go back to Asia. And the only reason why is kind of like what you mentioned. Asia's already had several trophies and this and that. So you know how the league do sometimes. Let me just go ahead and slide it to somebody else real quick. And Jonquel hadn't had an opportunity because every single time the Liberties have some, who gets it? Breonna Stewart or Isioma. Those two. But Jonquel hadn't had it. She hit the big shots last year. She came with the big block to win it. So I'm calling Rookie of the Year, Olivia, MVP, if Liberty can do it, and Jonquel Jones. But I'm with Coach Justin. The winner of the league this year is the Minnesota Lynx by far. Minnesota Lynx dropped their ring. I don't think with Nafisha Collier, what they got going on when they handled the Aces the other night, I watched that game. The Aces got close and they just pulled away again. They got close, they pulled away again, and they ended up winning by double digits. I don't think that no one can handle Minnesota right now. With Olivia Miles continue to do what she's doing, my girl Williams with the colored out hair and what they got, I just think the Lynx is too deep. And that's what I'm thinking. Coach Nat, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I'm back on.
Okay. Let me know your thoughts. I want to make sure I get your opinion in here. Who you got as Rookie of the Year in the WNBA, who you got as MVP, and who you think is going to win the ring?
I'm with you. Olivia Miles, Rookie of the Year, hands down. MVP for me, Kelsey Mitchell. I think.
Oh, I love Kelsey Mitchell. I was going to say I love Kelsey Mitchell.
I think she's 19 games with 20 plus points right now. She's doing what she's doing, and also she has two other players on her team averaging 20 points a game, and I think that sets her apart in the league. So Kelsey Mitchell MVP for me, and the Minnesota Lynx, to take it home.
Okay, well, man, having said that, we're going to take our last break of the day, come back to the fourth quarter in some college football, take our last break on the Pull Up Podcast Show, Fan Appreciation Show. Val Patey's last bill of the day. We'll be right back.
We got you. I've always thought about how my mom has supported me in any creative endeavor. How beautiful was it for your mom to be the superhero in your life and show up in your creative ventures with this book?
People ask her to sign the book more than they ask me to sign the book. Sometimes I step to the side, I take their picture. And, we have to celebrate our mothers. We got to celebrate our beginning. So she comes out with me. Every event, she is there. Even when I tell her she does not need to come, she will show up in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, okay, you coming? Okay. I'm like, all right.
Right. And she got a bottle of wine in her hand.
What in the world? Why are you giving her alcohol?
No, I'm just saying. She showed up in the parking lot. She got a bottle of wine, nice wine. She's going to set it down. She ready for the show, Val. You know what I'm saying? Because the funny part about it is, CJ, I've actually talked to Val. I'll talk about, writing a book myself called My Man's in There.
I love it.
And look at Val.
My man's in them.
My man's in there. But you got to read the book. You got to read the book. But it's a play. CJ, I apologize because Val should have dropped some old Dub C so you could have came out crip walking. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not flamed up right now. I got to hold on. Trying to get me shot.
Going back to school tomorrow, like, I saw you, Miss Charles. I saw you.
I mean, I can crip walk, but please, but I'm kind of, I'm authoring right now. You guys are funny.
Man, welcome back to the Pull Up Podcast Show. Got to be one of my funniest episodes ever. Love CJ Charles, man. That's my girl. That was a good night that night. But we're back here in the fourth quarter of the Pull Up Podcast Show with fan appreciation. We're going to drop this because this is kind of interesting. College football is now amongst us. The one question that I really want to ask, because I already know the answer on it because they're not a power forward and all that, but we're going to talk a little bit, and I want y'all's opinion on the HBCU stuff as well. And before we get into the nuts and gritty of college football, there was a comment by none other than Marshall Faulk. Everybody know who Marshall Faulk is, right? Okay. He made a comment. Marshall Faulk is now the new head coach at Southern University. And he made a comment a few weeks ago that unfortunately, because of the NIL and the portal, that our HBCU guys at HBCU universities, the MEAC, the SWAC, right, the CIAAs and all that, you won't see any of our young black athletes into the NFL draft for the simple fact of the matter is that because of the situation of the money. Because after their freshman year in the MEAC, freshman year in the SWAC, freshman year in CIAA, the three biggest HBCU conferences, that the Power Fours are coming to get our kids. I really want to understand that, what you guys think about that. let's go, James. We're gonna drop you because out of everybody on this podcast, you sit directly in the middle of every single thing in HBCU like that, including CIAAs and the MEAC.
That's hey, Coach Sean, that's a big question. Lead me just a little bit so I can take over into your example. Just lead me a little bit on that.
That's no problem. So Marshall Faulk right there, who is now head coaching at Southern University. Obviously, he was the most prolific running back at LSU and then went on into the league and so forth and so on.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying that we're the grind and the glory of Grambling. Remember when Coach Robinson was there? Me and Jay always talk about Coach Robinson and all that.
Yeah.
It's not there no more because when these kids finish their freshman and sophomore year, they're now chasing the paper. And because they're chasing the paper, the Power Four see that. So now a Michigan, Ohio State, or Tennessee, or Carolina, they're going to get these kids because no one's looking at them. And now these kids are no longer belonging to the HBCUs.
Definitely. And I can see that. So following your lead there, basically, I think it's going to be very challenging for HBCUs. I mean, before you could develop a talent in HBCU, a guy that was a 2-star, to get recruited, get looked at, put some pounds on him, get some training, and in 2 years, he's your starting linebacker. You can't, and he's loyal to the organization. Now you can't even catch a diamond in the rough because, like you said, the Power Four is going to be grabbing up anybody that you develop talent into within a freshman, sophomore year, and they're high in the rankings. Temptation of finance could lure them to a higher level, power level conference without even giving you a chance to really show what you can do as a coach.
Right.
So I'll turn back to you.
And a lot of the coaches that you're saying are getting fired. And Natalie, are you pretty briefed on that as well with these kids with the Power Five and pulling these kids from each and every direction because of the NIL and because of the portal?
Yeah, I think just piggybacking off what Coach said, there is no loyalty anymore. Everybody's chasing the money, so that seems to be the number one thing kids care about these days.
Yeah, exactly right. And you got a little one coming up and 2 little ones coming up. And you got to look at yourself like that. If I'm a parent in that position and my son gets offered $100,000 to go play someplace for 9 months, I'm probably not going to turn that down unless I think it's detrimental to his future. You know what I mean? It's like not doing it. Coach Justin, what do you think about that? You and I talk about this all the time.
Yeah, I mean, like Marshall Faulk said, it's definitely going to make it a whole lot harder. You got booster collectives. Man, look, alumni, when you talk about like your Vanderbilts of the world compared to my alma mater, TSU,
right?
Ain't nobody donating any money so they can actually get easier recruiting or put these NIL packages together. So it's going to widen that gap even more. Retention is going to be harder if you do get one of those star-studded recruits to get to your HBCU. Like I said, now you don't have to wait a whole season. You can go ahead and just dip out that quickly.
Yeah, because they get free transfers now. If I don't like how Coach Val is practicing me on Friday, hey, Val, peace out. And by the way, I'm taking Jay and Justin with me. I'm gone on Monday. So she not only loses me, she loses 3. So that is a kid. So the question on it, what you just said, if I'm going to add on to it, because I'm going to really get deep with with Jay, is how do you get that corrected? Or is there a way to correct that situation to get the kids who are going to these HBCUs a way to make them stay? Because basketball found a key a few years ago with Howard and a few other guys of getting these guys to go to the HBCUs and put it on. But football has not found that key yet. I'll still with you. Okay, I'll still with Justin.
Oh, go ahead, Justin.
Man, as far as for a way to solve it, I'd like to see if they have any type of statistics on data to see if the grass actually was greener on the other side. If you're a coach, if you're a recruiter, are you able to show any type of data? Like I said, we're up in basketball, so we're looking at stats every single day, more so on the basketball court. But is there a way that we can show these stats and these metrics as far as what it looks like for these players that were in our program and what it looked like after they left from a playing standpoint and actually being able to get closer to being able to having the opportunity to get drafted? If you can show that to a young freshman coming in, maybe there's a possibility that you're going to be like, hey, let's buy in, let's actually build, and let's have a 4-year program with you coming up as a freshman all the way out with some of your brothers who you came in your class with. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a comment on that minute. And Jay, you was going to say what?
Yeah, so I'm just stay with me for a minute. So I'm gonna break this down, Justin. Here's the stats that you want right here. All right, and we're gonna separate them by sports. All right. So when you're looking at these HBCUs and you're looking at these mid majors, they're nothing more than glorified JUCOs now for the Power 5 schools. So it used to be you can be a diamond in the rough, make your name at a mid major, still go pro, still get a prolific contract, things of that nature. All right. So on the basketball side, it's a little bit easier than the football when you're looking at still playing in the MEAC and the SWAC and things of that nature because it's a different scale. Now, when you're talking football, here's where your numbers come in at. There is no statistics. Some of these guys' highest paydays is when they take these NIL deals. They'll never make a pro team in their life. So if a coach is coming to me and says, son, I give you $300,000 for a year, and I'm thinking like, what's the chances of me making this roster if I do go on? Slim chances are none. And then here's another thing you're competing with, like down here in Georgia. You got coaches like Kirby Smart and these Power 5 offering kids $75,000 to $100,000 just to keep their commitment, just to say they still coming, not even stepping on a field yet. So if I'm a kid and I'm coming from the projects of Detroit and I know how my mama had to struggle and I had to be on welfare, have food stamps, eat from the welfare line, and I'm saying this guy coming to offer me, yo, what do you think I'm going to do? Whether I make the NFL or not, this is my draft day when I sign that contract and say, yeah, I'm coming to you. I'm not thinking about the HBCU because, one, let's be for real, Tony and I burnt up these highways coaching in these HBCU leagues. These universities have mismanaged funds for years. You know how many professionals that came out of there and tried to get back? They mismanaged these funds. So, they have a part to play in this as well.
Yep. It's hard. And Val, hit that overtime for us, just like a jump shot. Overtime right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that. That is right here.
Man, we're on a fan appreciation show sitting in overtime. Great comment, Coach Jay. And I was going to add to that just what you're saying, kind of like what Natalie was mentioning a moment ago about the monies. And the crazy part about that is, the kids are looking at recruiting completely different. That goes in Greg's background. That goes into where he's at and working on a daily basis, trying to communicate and talk to these kids, because the average right now, Justin, it just hit my thing yesterday. The average money is about $40,000, But I'm gonna give you all four of you guys. I'm gonna give you a name, including you, Val. Get an opportunity to Google this kid by the name of Peyton Houston. Peyton Houston, Peyton Houston. He's the number one quarterback in the United States high school. The kid is in Texas, just committed to LSU, just on CBS the other day, making $1.5 million as a senior in high school.
What's the name?
Peyton, Peyton, Peyton Houston. He's in Texas, small charter school. He threw for 855 yards. Listen to me, in one game. 855 yards in one football high school game to set a record in high school history. And he's moving on. $1.5 million. So as Coach Smith was saying, not every state. It used to be about 22, 23 states. Now I think it's up to about 38, 39 states that's got high school NIL. Right here in Tennessee, we got it. There's a school called Montgomery Bell, not too far from me. They've got 3 kids right now. One's making about $100,000. One's making about $150,000. One's making about $120,000, $130,000. They're starting to get these type of kids in. If you're in a high school and the parents bitch and moan and groan, and I got a kid coming through the door making $100,000, and your kid just goes sit on the bench, Greg, what are you saying about that? That's your arena all day long.
Yeah, I mean, it goes to show you, you know, when you talk about the winners and the losers in college football, right? The SWAC is losing as a whole because of this new Power Four that's taken over NIL. The only thing that they can hope for right now is paydays, right? You know, the games that they're playing against, I think Southern, matter of fact, is playing LSU, right?
Yeah, LSU.
But the unfortunate part about that, you know, both of my parents both went to Southern University, the pride of the HBCUs and things of that nature. And when you think about I believe Southern played Georgia some years back, and a guy walked off the field and he got paralyzed. You know, so when you look at these type of games, and that was before the NIL, that somebody got paralyzed for playing in a game like this. You know, Grambling just played Ohio State last season. You know, so these money games are not going into the pockets of the players, right? Versus the opposite side of the ball, these guys are getting paid to play. So you got pro players playing against amateurs, right? So you got two different leagues. And yeah, are you going to ride the bench for $100,000? Without a doubt, right? Because you're going to be able to take care of your family. You can take care of everybody that's with you. And I'm going to kind of bring up an old topic that came up, you know, because I really believe when Deion was at Jackson State, something big was happening. Right. But then we talk about what Coach Smith talked about. They said, hey, there was some mismanaging of funds. Right. Deion said, hey, where's the money? Where's my bonus money for selling out the crowd?
Correct.
Oh, we use that for academics, or we use that for something else. So now you got a legendary type of guy. And look, Marshall Faulk tried to go in with that same atmosphere, but it's not the same as Deion. So I think the recipe was Deion. And however or whenever, you know, Ed Reed tried it. He got kicked out of Bethune-Cookman, right? Cool. They said, hey, we don't need your services anymore. So there's a recipe. Yeah, it's just a matter of us trying to get it all together.
Yep. 100%. And your boy, what's his name down in Norfolk State right now?
Michael Vick.
Mike Vick. Yeah, Mike Vick struggling right now. He thought it was going to be, me and Jay talk about it all the time, about how these schools go back and get these big names and try to throw them in the program. But they've been great players, but they not coached before.
Look, the way Deion did it, I think is a record-setting style. And even the way he did it when he went to Colorado. College football had never seen that level of excitement when they started out 3-0, right? Oh, exactly. You know, college football was in your face at that time. So Yeah, they made $25
on the spring game at that time. Me and Coach Nally was laughing and joking because I ended up having a buddy of mine and sent me, I used to wear to practice, sent me a Colorado Buffalo shirt. It's like, well, you like the Colorado? No, I just wore the shirt because at that time, Deion had went from zero to charging $25 a person for fans for the spring game. I think they made something like $100,000, which was crazy. What are you going to say, Val?
No, it's the celebrity that's going to help with the sales of tickets, of merch, of all of that. And I think that's why it was important for him to be in Colorado and to boost things up. Just like we talked about earlier with LeBron going to Philly, and Greg said the tickets have already gone through the roof because LeBron is now committed to being in Philly. So it's name recognition. Those are the things that sell tickets, and at the college level, definitely.
And what happens if LeBron goes to Howard? I think we're going to see an uptick. It's certain guys that have that level of dominance, and Deion is one that is proven over and over. Hey, I know how to rebrand myself. I can recreate myself, and I can show y'all how to make money as a DB, as he always says.
But I'm gonna jump into what you said because he's right. No, I'm tied very heavily to that, and Val knows, Jay know, because my nephew Derek Burgess is doctor. He is the team doctor for JSU, and EU Bank says, man, she's enjoying this conversation. Great conversation, watching the show. Thanks for the support. She's down there with Jay Allen. Please make a comment on that. But you know, Greg, you hit a very, very good point. When Deion did it, right, he went out to the Targets of the world. He went out to those mass merchandisers who could play the bill, who could spend the money. And then he told them, I've given you guys the recipe at the HBCU. And now, unfortunately, I got to go over here to this PWI, blah, 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 this and that. Now, he left them with that, and then they blew it up. And they tried to come back and do some things they tried to do, but they couldn't. So now all of a sudden, as you said, to mom and dad's alma mater, you now got Marshall Faulk at Southern trying to change the narrative. But as you just mentioned, when Ed tried to do that down at Morgan State, they gave him a year. And now Deion's bounced to the bigger program. So the problem is like Eddie was here in town with us in Tennessee. Same thing at TSU. Now he's back home in Ohio. So the question is if you get these guys coming to these HBCU with name behind them from the NFL, then you pretty much got to also ask them, what's your thought process? Are you trying to stay here? Are you trying to just make a little paper and then bounce out? And I think that's what the situation has been.
Well, I think it's the other way around, Tone, because it's not that the guys are saying, hey, my thought process is to be here long term. I think these universities is looking like, oh, if we bring him in, we're going to get X amount of money, you know. And a lot of these guys bounce out because of lack of facilities, lack of funding. You know, You're talking about taking a 15-hour bus ride and we taking a 2-hour plane ride. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people get mad at Deion for leaving, but he was tired of the shucking and jiving. The old term coaches are like Eddie Robinson and things of that nature. They're gone. The players are still coming through, but the coaches are gone, you know. So again, if you give me the option, are we taking a private jet or are we taking a bus ride? You already know which way I'm gonna go with that one.
We done been down that road on that bus enough for a few seasons, haven't we? So.
Yeah, that's enough.
Hey, and speaking of that bus right now, I need to know national championship right now, top 5 in the NCAA football. My Buckeyes, number 1 in the nation right now, followed by Oregon, number 2, Georgia, number 3, Notre Dame, number 4, Texas is number 5, and the reigning national champion, Indiana, drops all the way to number 6, and Justin, the U, come in at number 7, A&M is number 8, Mississippi, followed by Ole Miss. That's your top 10. Who do you guys think will be in New York holding up the Heisman Trophy this year in college football? Natalie, let's start with you.
I don't know. Go somebody else.
Coach Justin, you always got something, man. I need to hear what you're thinking, man. Who holding that trophy up?
So you know, I always root for the U. I don't think that we're gonna get it this year. Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with your Ohio State Buckeyes. You've been talking about the Big Ten Conference for a while. They're getting tougher and tougher, almost to the point where it's debatable whether it's them or the SEC as far as for the toughest conference.
NFL
and then on top of that, you still have Jeremiah Smith coming back, which I believe that he's probably has the best chance to get you Heisman.
I like that. And I love Jeremiah Smith. I think he's tight, you know. Now, James, let's go down there in North Kakalaka land. You know, your coach got a little 27-year-old girlfriend, man, controlling his ass, and he can't even walk up on the sideline, but he ran multiple NFL records. So I wonder what y'all gonna do, man.
First of all, Belichick left the building a long time ago. This is a shell of Belichick. Belichick said this was just a bag. You know, I hate to admit it. It's just a bag. He said, I got my 24-year-old too. We're going down and take
what he's 68 with 24-year-old.
Yeah, he's like
find out what he's doing, man.
Going to get his beach house, mountain house. He's good, you know.
Eating honey packs.
Right, right. Jay on them nights, Jay on them blue nights, man.
Them stiff nights, rhinos.
and now his son is out on medical leave on the Carolina bench. The defensive coordinator out on medical leave or something, not to be disclosed. So right now,
ACC outside of Justin's U, the ACC had nobody.
I mean, my dark horse would be Clemson, and even now, Clemson can't go head to head with nobody no more. Especially Virginia, Virginia Tech. They just can't seem to get it together.
Yeah, they can't see it. And Greg, what you thinking?
For the national title, I'm actually I'm going with Ohio State. But my sleeper is LSU. I think Lane Kiffin is going to do something spectacular over there. You saw what he did with Ole Miss.
You don't want to know what Natalie think about Lane Kiffin, so we're not going to be quiet.
And then Jeremiah Smith, though, I think he wants it. I think he wants to leave a legacy in college that nobody can touch. The wide receiver position is not an easy one to get a Heisman from.
Okay.
And I think he's going to show out this year. I really think that he's got all the tangibles, and I think that's what he wants. But and as a team, I think he also knows, in order for us to pull thing off, I also want another national title, not just one. I said I want another national title. I feel that's the way Jeremiah Smith and that team and that program is walking into this. But my sleeper being in LSU, knowing that they're a type of team that says, hey, we're ready now, aside from any other controversy going on down there.
Okay, before we go to Jay, Nat, did you come up with your comment real quick?
Yeah, for the title, I don't know. I think it's due back to the SEC this year, though. I do. Maybe Texas, but
Okay.
I'm rooting against
Archie
LSU,
Manning.
that's for sure. Go Vols.
Who you think is looking at the possible Heisman, if that's the case with Texas? You think Arch Manning?
I think Heisman loves a quarterback, so maybe if he has a good year, but I don't know after last year.
Yeah, that's gonna be something. And Smitty, man, you probably sit on the same boat like we on Gilligan's Island, man. Before I make my comments, so what you talk about?
Well, first of all, let's just start with the Heisman thing. I definitely think Jeremiah Smith's going to win the Biletnikoff. I don't know about the Heisman because we don't even know if he has a quarterback to throw him the ball from that team up north. So this year it may be a quarterback. It may be a quarterback Heisman. You look at Marcel Reed down there in Texas A&M. I mean, last year he took his team to 11-0 before they lost. He threw over about 3,500 yards with like 28 touchdowns. And then you look at one of the guys from Michigan, Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss, who got his last year eligibility. So I think he's a man on a mission. You look at it from him just guiding his team to a semifinal loss and just coming up on the cuffs of being in that championship game. And then I'll be remiss, if I didn't throw Bryce Underwood from Michigan in there just to be a dark horse, just because he has all the tools and the mechanics, but now he's under a new coach, new offense. So, we'll see what he can do. If I had to pick a national championship, Oregon's been staying loaded. They've just not getting over the hump. But, the champion is definitely coming out of the Big Ten once again. And I'm going to say Oregon. I'm going to say Oregon's going to be there.
Man, you must have read my damn playbook. Everything that you just said has just been you be on the prep. Nashville's own Montgomery Bell High School kid and Marcel Reed at Texas A&M. I'll be at that game in November against UT. I will be at that game. So trust me, I'll be sending y'all some pictures and some photos, Natalie. And
wait a minute.
Marcel Reed will be, I think, the Heisman this year. And the dark horse on that would be Dante Moore at Oregon. Came back for his 5th season, and I think he's on a mission. And I think with them Ducks, that's that Nike money, Justin. Going back, you talking about money. That's that Nike money, right? That Nike money buys a lot of stuff.
It ain't gonna help their stock.
It may not, but that Nike money buys a lot of stuff, and I love them uniforms because every time they want something different, that Nike money just seems to have them where they need to be at. But I think Dante Moore is on stage with him. Jeremiah, I already love him. The Bucks keep everything rocking and rolling, man. With Tate coming to the Titans and all that. But I think the national championship game, y'all gonna go crazy when I tell you this. But Coach Tony got a dark horse out here. You better watch out for those USC Trojans. I think the USC Trojans is prime right now to have a hell of a year in the Big Ten in the 3rd year where they coming from, and they I think that between them Ducks and them Trojans, again, what Coach Smith said, excuse me, SEC, but we're going to put another championship in the Big Ten for the 4th straight year in a row, and just kind of what y'all did in 2005, 6, 7, and 8. So, by the way, Val, you got any comments on that? I know you may be having want to say something.
No, I was checking out the chat, and Johnny Pratt says that
Jay Pratt, he hit me up. He texted me earlier. Yep.
Yeah, he says Michigan is going to win it this year.
He a
Believe
Detroit guy. He gonna do everything. Michigan, him and Jay, they might well be riding in the same Pinto together.
Coach Pratt on that THC Kool-Aid.
Right. Just tell him Justin he Pratt on that THC Kool-Aid, man. Up in there, man, riding the Pinto or in that Coupe de Ville.
Of what I've been hearing about Jeremiah Smith, I believe that he is definitely the one to watch.
Yeah,
he definitely would have been the first pick if he could have came out his freshman year.
Correct. I watched him against. I went up to that Penn State in the shoe. Matter of fact, that's the weekend I was talking to you, Jay. I was at that Penn State game, man. He put on a show, man. He's the closest thing I've seen to Marvin Harrison, man. That boy he's rough. But I think, like Natalie says, the committee has been so QB biased. And I think if Marcel Reed have another great year and can bring Texas A&M, because Jay, you hit it. The boy didn't lose a game, so they got to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And actually, it was one bad play on the 15-yard line. Decision to pay it or tuck it and run it. And he makes that right decision, and then moves on. So I think it's going to be in that situation. So. Man, I appreciate you guys tonight. Let's go around the room. Jay, where you at, J-Dub? Where you at, Greg? I just want to get you guys. Nat, you want any last comments tonight? Go ahead. The floor is yours, Miss Lady.
No, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here, and I don't know as much about football, but I love the WNBA topics and appreciate it all. Thanks.
Oh, man, I appreciate having you. We got to get you back on the show, too, so we can work you on this football sideline, too. They don't know this. I'm on it, man. Justin, man, you got any comments, any words?
Man, always love being up on the Pull Up Podcast. Man, always appreciate Val, the voice, you, Coach T, everything you've done. You guys want to follow me, just type in Justin Allen up on the Instagram, Yellowboy24. Also, you get the email from Coach T if you guys trying to get any type of financial education. I'm an actual broker, not an advisor, but we do investing meetings every Saturday at noon. So if you're trying to tap in, figure out how to grow some wealth, holla at me.
Man, don't be bullshit, because Coach Justin is making a couple of cash from 6 digits, man. So, Jay, you may want to holler at him and get that Coupe de Ville out the shop. You know what I'm saying? So, he can help you guys get that done and make it happen. So,
Coupe de Ville.
You don't know about that Coupe.
I know all about a Coupe de Ville and the Cadillac, too. Lord have mercy.
Cadillac, the big steering, too. You just have to turn like this, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why you lean it. J-Dub. Say that quarter turn, right? J-Dub, what's up, baby man? Any last word for us?
Just always, man, another year above ground, man. Just love celebrating with you, and especially with the fellas and the ladies on the panel. It's a blessing, brother, just to be in witness of you and your extraordinary career, and just seeing you continue to do things and innovate and make positive results, man. So I just wanted to just pay a little tribute to you tonight, Coach Stone. I've known you a long time. Yeah, keep doing what you do.
Man, you 33 years deep this year, man.
Oh,
93, dog.
Hey, look,
man, 93.
Man, if you cross some state lines of Carolina, I got that golf game ass whooping for you. So just be careful now.
There you go. He talking to the wrong person. He talking to the wrong person. Man.
Hey, you gonna go to Hawk on him, ain't you?
Hey, man, right. Tell him to be the Hawk on him. Between him and Jerry Maguire, I'm gonna put it on him, man.
I gave you the state line, man. I gave you the state line.
Hey, last time we got a chance to play, man, we got to connect again, man, this year. And second, J-Dub, Jay, what you got, baby? What's up, Smitty?
Hey, glad to be on once again. Side note, let me give a shout out to Michigan's own, Flint's own, Clarissa Shields. She had a fight down here this weekend, and she went 19-0 and won some more titles under her belt. And she's one of the greatest of all time. People can say what they want, but not a lot of people stepping in the ring with her. On that, just glad to be here again, kicking it with Justin, giving him a hard time as usual, but it's all love. Giving Val a hard time, and just being here. As you know, Coach Tony know that Val always had getting bucket skills camp where I take my basketball camp to various states, and I open it up and I train kids. And now that I kind of stepped away full time from coaching at the university, I put my NIL on full blast now. So in the upcoming weeks, I'll be getting that thing rolling full steam ahead and getting Coach Tony the info. We won't be in competition. That's my guy. We'll be working together. But
Awesome.
yeah, that's about it. That's about
Yeah,
it.
man. Well, I appreciate you. And by the way, everybody, man, y'all got to, you don't know this. And, big compliments on myself. I was telling Val last week, I just inked a major apparel deal for my girl, Malika. And it really felt good on Thursday. The company actually reached out to me, seeing what I've been doing. Looked at a couple of other ones, and I also Justin and I workshop one of my kids, Amir. Amir was on our show, and Malika was on our show with Val with the Diamonds on the Rough series. So that was real good. So, man, I love each and every one of you guys. I appreciate you. And James, so I was going to tell you, Dub, be on the lookout, man. Val been talking, and she's been asking me some questions. I'm trying to teach her and work with her. But we're looking to put together the first annual Pull Up Pod. And by the way, there's somebody got a Pull Up Podcast. So make sure y'all tell the folks it's the Pull Up Podcast show. Put the show on there because we're different than the Pull Up Podcast. We're the Pull Up Podcast show. But we're trying to put together the first annual Pull Up Podcast show golf outing. Nat, you definitely got to be there. So we're going to make sure it happens. We're trying to work with that, possibly looking at spring of 27. And we're going to try to pick a location. We may start locally and open it here in Nashville, kind of the midway point. We can get everybody in and out of Nashville very easy. Beautiful golf courses here, and I'll keep everybody posted. But I will need all you guys' help. You know what I mean? Need you guys' help with people. James, I'll get the dates of you way out in front because I know you in the air flying a lot, doing a lot of big business, and make sure you can make it in for that. And we can come in. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys for pulling up on us tonight on a fan appreciation. Don't go nowhere. We got a little outtakes in the back a minute ago. We got to run a commercial. This is Coach Tony in the Pull Up Podcast show. Thank each and every one of the fans tonight who's been checking in on the show. I appreciate the comments. We're bringing down season number 5. I can't believe we're 5 seasons through. But Justin, I love you, dog, because you told me. Coach Tony, in order to get where you got to go, boy, you're going to be about 5 or 6 seasons deep before you really make it. It's been about that, and we started to get some grind on it, and it's really starting to make things happen. I couldn't do it without my sidekick and my roadie, Val the Voice Johnson, right in my sidekick. She makes sure and by the way, guys, y'all don't know, but she be trying to whip me with that bullwhip like back in 1829 over here, man. When y'all don't see it, she be pulling a whip out.
All right. On that note, everybody put up 2 fingers. Peace.
Talk about the rise now. The Rise, NIL. What are we? We're a sports marketing company brought to you in 2023, helping all of our athletes unleash their potential. We're in the sports world because what? The NIL, name, image, and likeness, is where the athletes play. So in order to do that, we want to make sure we help them maximize their earning potential, along with the brands that operate with them. So if you need to know some more information and how you can be a part of The Rise, reach out to us at information@therise.com or type in www.therisenil.com.
All of a sudden.
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Bounce the voice and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. I said bounce the voice and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. Kev is the engineer. Val is the one you hear. Hey, Coach Tony got the sports show. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. I said Kev is the engineer. Val is the one you hear. Hey, Coach Tony got the sports show. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. Pull up.
Man,